What's up? So we got Arrow Season 1, Episode 14, The Odyssey. So this episode starts off with Oliver as the Hood busting in to confront Moira about what she knows about the undertaking, but she tries to play the, oh no, don't hurt me, she has a child and a daughter, and it's just like, come on. So, but then she shoots him, and he gets away and ends up in Felicity's car. And reveals his identity to Felicity. And Felicity's like, wow, everything about you become so unbelievably clear. So, for the rest of this episode, Oliver sits unconscious. Yeah, this whole episode is basically a flashback story. It's basically filler blood, so yeah, it's basically filler. But I'm still going to review it. It's a part of the Arrowverse episode guide, so I'm going to review it. So Diggle almost pulls a gun out on Felicity, and yeah, Diggle's just watching the news, and then Felicity's like, hey, he's like, Diggle, I guess I get what Diggle's thinking, like, that, he didn't recognize Oliver's voice, so to him, that could have been anyone, like a criminal or something, so pulling a gun out on Felicity is Diggle's thinking of, but he's like, oh, it's just Felicity. So she basically explains that she started piecing Oliver's secret by the lies he told her. So then while Oliver's unconscious, we see flashbacks about the island, about his and Slade's plan to get onto Fires'. So Fires is like, yo, Faye, thanks for sticking on, because if you don't stick on, I'll hurt your special someone. Who is that? We find out who it is, but I'm not going to reveal it until it happens. So Oliver and Slade go, and they go, and Oliver tries to distract them by saying Bill Wintergreen, and Bill Wintergreen, and Bill just starts beating up Oliver, Oliver starts talking about how he wants to protect his country, and then Slade defeats him until he's supposed to defeat his former partner. Until they start battling, until Slade kills Bill Wintergreen, and he's like, and now Bill Wintergreen's dead, and we learn who Fires is keeping captured. It's Yao Fei's daughter, Shadow. Yeah, Shadow. He's keeping her captive, so Yao Fei is being forced to work with Fires, or Fires will kill his daughter. So Yao Fei isn't really that bad of a guy. He's just, being forced to work with this guy, or his daughter will be in danger. So Yao Fei isn't that bad of a guy. So we get back and forth between the flashbacks and Felicity and Diggle fixing up Oliver. I agree. This is basically a filler episode, because Oliver shows up, gets shot, and then is unconscious for the rest of the episode until the end. Like, filler episode city, because this episode has nothing to do with Oliver present day. It has nothing to do with Oliver flashback. Nothing to do with Oliver present day. So Oliver and Slade, flashback Oliver and Slade kidnap onto a boat, and Oliver starts thinking about this book they read in college, and that's the code. For some reason, to save them, the code is a book that Oliver read in college. What? That doesn't make any sense. I know the person who probably did the code didn't know it was a book that he was referencing, or he liked the book, and Oliver just read it happeningly and didn't know, but I'm just saying. Oliver's way... So Oliver then wakes up at the end of the episode, and Oliver wakes up at the end of the episode, and he goes home, and Quentin's like, yo, dude, your mom was attacked by the vigilante, and he's like, what? And he's like, did he hurt you? And she was like, no, and he's like, Moira, the vigilante will never attack you again. ending the episode. So what a filler episode this was. This was just placed in the middle of the season. It may have something to do with Oliver when he busted into Mother's office, which was awesome, but for the kind of or part of the season for the show, it's kind of just placed in there for just. It doesn't have a villain. It doesn't even have anything to do with the list. It's just, oh, Oliver busts into his mom, gets shot, it's unconscious, and flashbacks about his time on the island, wakes up, and then says, hey mom, hey, the vigilante will never attack you again. Basically, filler episode. Don't watch this one. Actually, watch it for the end, and watch it for the beginning, and then just skip to the end. This episode has nothing worth imaginable. It was okay for the beginning, because the beginning was badass, but the rest of this episode was just filler. It had nothing to do with the rest of the story. It was just about Oliver Slade flashback, which I know Slade is one of everyone's favorite characters, and I'm glad to see where he goes from here. But for now, that's just it. It's just a filler episode. It has nothing to do with the rest of the story. Murder Queen, you have been saved from this episode. Or filler episode, more like Biller episode. Get it? Bill Wintergreen. I know that wasn't a good joke, but still I decided to make it. Keep it a little longer. But still, this episode's okay. It's not one of my favorite episodes. I hope we get no more filler. I hope this is only arrow filler. Please tell me there are no more arrow fillers. Because this episode's okay. It feels like a filler episode. That's what it feels like. It feels like a filler episode. It doesn't feel like a normal arrow episode. No villain, it didn't even have Laurel or Thea. It just actually did have Thea at the end, but didn't have Laurel or Tommy. Yeah. I'm glad Felicity's on the team because she's like, hey, I'll be finding Walter, then I'm leaving and going back to her boring life as an IT person, but we all know, yeah, Felicity, you're never going back to that IT life. We all know it. They're going to keep her on the team. Even if they find Walter or not, Felicity's going to be a full member of Team Arrow. Yeah. Just because she says she's going to leave and then quit the crusade, nah. They just have her say that. But I think her and Oliver are going to be more dating. Because she's saying this to be like, guys, I'm gonna leave after this, but then guess what? Doesn't leave because guess the show. Remember, I think Felicity was meant to be a 1-episode character originally, but the fans liked her so much because she's kind of like Smallville's Chloe. She's kind of like Smallville's Chloe. They both help the main character. They both now know the main character's secrets, and they both are the hackers of their teams. So, isn't Felicity Smoke basically Smallville's Chloe Sullivan? And I'm going to make this more apparent is that they're both in a relationship with the Green Arrow. Yes, Felicity and Chloe both go on to date the Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, the Hood, the Arrow, whatever you want to call him. This is making them more apparent. They just took Chloe and turned her into Felicity Smoke. They made Arrow's Felicity into Smallville's Chloe into Felicity. Because we all know that Felicity or Oliver is gonna be a thing. But I'm just saying, Felicity is Smallville's Chloe is Arrow's version of Felicity is Arrow's version of Chloe. Because they both are basically the same character. They're different characters, but you know what I mean. They both have harboring feelings for the for the Max Vigilante known as the Hood, or the Green Arrow. We all know it. We all know it. We all know it. We all know it. So, but anyway, that's it for this episode of Arrow. I'll see you next time for when we continue this Arrowverse journey with some more Arrow Season 1. We are almost finished the season. Start Arrow Season 2, then start The Flash, then start the other Arrowverse shows, which I'm really excited to start when we get to those ones. But for now, we're still on Season 1 of Arrow. But again, I'll see you next time for some more Arrow.